Let's move to a business-related story where we understand that High Court in the United Kingdom has ordered a company known as Process and Industrial Developments Limited to pay Nigeria the sum of 20 million British pounds as damages and compensation within the next 28 days. The order followed the victory of Nigeria in her appeal against an 11 billion US dollar arbitration award in October 2023 in favor of the company. The business and property courts in England and Wales and London had in a judgment delivered on October 23 by Justice Robin Knowles quashed an arbitration order on Nigeria to pay a total of 6.6 billion US dollars as damages accruing from March 20, 2013 with an interest at a rate of 7%, and that amounted to 11 billion US dollars in 2017. The court had held that the award to P&ID was fraudulent and that it violated the English Arbitration Act of 1996. Following the judgment, P&ID had attempted to revive their claims through fresh arbitration. Now, ruling on a motion for permission to seek a fresh arbitration, the court had held that a fresh arbitration could not proceed while the 2023 judgment remained valid. Well, to discuss this, we're joined by Seun Dania. He is an energy consultant and analyst. He joins us from London in the UK. Seun, it's nice to have you. It's just at your backyard. This ruling was delivered. Yeah, thank you very much for your time.
Pleasure to be here.
What are your thoughts on this new development as far as this whole very long drawn case, which I'm personally tired of? I can't wait to see the end of this, is concerned.
I believe that it is it's a good one for Nigeria and the entire business environment, especially considering the fact that the court determined that 11 billion, they quashed that 11 billion arbitration award that was given to them initially. And then they also, knew that the decision they took their decision, on the evidence that they detected there was a lot of fraud and corruption on the side of P&ID, based on, including bribery of officials, and they're able to stick with the concept that fraud unravels all. So meaning that any award obtained through fraudulent means is inherently void.
How significant, as far as you're concerned, is this ruling in terms of its implications for international arbitration process and the legal precedents that it might establish? If we look at how it relates to fraudulent claims and violations of arbitration law.
I think it's very significant, for international arbitration process, because it sets a precedent of how cases involving fraud and corruption are held and are handled. And also underscores the necessity and integrity for fair play in arbitration proceedings. The decision is clear. The message that the award through fraudulent means will not be upheld, reinforcing the importance of ethical conduct in international business practices. The ruling will definitely influence future arbitration cases, encouraging, greater scrutiny of claims and evidences, and definitely deterring fraudulent practices in any international agreements, both, with African countries, Nigeria, and all over the world.
Quite interesting. So what potential impact might this have on, the relationship between Nigeria and the international business, corporations and international business community, especially considering, future business dealings and the potential, a high penchant for disputes involving the country. Also know, we've had agreements that have been, discarded by governments, both at the state and federal level.
I think it will positively impact. It's two-sided, but on the brighter side, it's a new government, it's a new administration entirely. And of course, this shows that the administration is ready to do business by the books, follow through on their agreements. And it's, to definitely give a positive impact on Nigeria's relationship with, international corporations. It demonstrates that Nigeria's commitment. It also demonstrates, the commitment of this administration to fight corruption, or the Nigerian government as a whole, and upholding legal standards in international business dealings. So the normal thoughts that people usually have of, well, if you're coming to Nigeria to do business with the government, you must be willing to bribe, you must be willing to do this, you must be willing to cut corners, corruption in general. It will definitely resound in everyone's ear. So when international companies are doing, they know that yes, the Nigerian government is ready for business. using this case as a precedent. On the negative side, there will definitely be more scrutiny. You know, people will be cautious of how they want to deal with Nigeria. And I think collectively, all in all, it will be positive for us because then it also puts those corrupt officials who then will be demanding money from international relations to be very careful because if it ever ends up in court, I believe that the companies will not be willing to pay those bribes and they will start calling names. So yeah, for Nigeria, it's a positive, and it would make sure that people doing business in Nigeria would actually scrutinize and be willing to do things by the books.
What does the Nigerian government need to put in place as a measure to forestall a recurrence? And I know that is cliche, recurrence of this incident. Are you aware of any persons who were involved from the Nigerian government side who are cooling their heels in prison right now regarding this in order to serve as a deterrent for the future? And apart from that, what other measures need to be put in place so that we don't get, because Nigeria dodged the bullet right there, narrowly.
Yes, Nigeria as a country has dodged the bullets. The current administration, this thing has been going on for quite some time. So I think the first thing for the administration was to actually dodge that $11 billion award that was given to P&ID in the first place. Now the government has been awarded 220 million pounds, fine. To be paid by P&ID, as compensation. Internally, I believe that now that has been done, this case has gotten a lot of mileage in terms of airtime. A lot of people are talking about it all over the world. It will be in the best interest of the administration to then now look inwards and actually do some investigation and bring people to book. Because this would have been, imagine if that $11 billion award was upheld. That would have been a very, very, very huge, we have dealt a huge blow to Nigeria, considering our current, FX challenges and, current state of the economy. So I believe that it's something that the government should do. I don't know if anyone who has been imprisoned or who has actually been tried for this case, but I believe that for the government to actually see it through, they need to actually then now put people in prison, not just cooling their heels, but actually serving time and suffering, paying for the damages that they have done or could have done in Nigeria.
Well, Esho, it remains to be seen if that will happen, but I want to thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.